Welcome back to At Your Leisure. I'm Eric Reimann with this week's product review, and I got to tell you, I'm really excited because we're going to be reviewing the LTR 450 from Suzuki, a race-ready quad out of the box. Now, I'd like to show you some of the reasons why it's a race-ready quad and some of the key features. Let's start here with the front suspension. And what Suzuki has done with the front end on this machine is they've made it 4 inches wider than any other sport quad out there on the track, which gives you more stability in the turns and makes you more quick in response on the turning. Also, they've incorporated a fully adjustable front shocks, which makes this so you can tune it up to your body weight and style of riding. The next important feature I'd like to talk about on this race-ready quad is the frame. And what Suzuki has done with the frame is they've made it as light and as strong as they can. And they've also brought the motor down as low as they can also to bring the center of gravity down. And that, and combined with the suspension on this bike, makes it dynamite in the turns and very, very stable. Now let's talk about the motor. Suzuki has come up with a brand new 450cc liquid-cooled motor, and they've incorporated fuel injection with this motor, which makes it very responsive, very quick, and very powerful on the track. And here's something cool that I like. They've incorporated a removable airbox lid, so when you need as much power as you can get, as much airflow as you can, that makes this motor come alive. And while we're here, let me talk to you quickly about the controls on this bike. Everything here on this bike is relatively easy to get your hands on, and one nice thing is it's an electric start bike, so no headaches there trying to kickstart this bike to get it going. Now, Suzuki's improved the front end and the motor and the frame, but they didn't forget the rear end of the bike and the rear suspension. They've incorporated a 4-inch wider rear axle. That, combined with the front suspension, makes this thing dynamite in the turns. They've also gone with smaller rear tires for the racetrack to give you more quick response and quick acceleration. And while we're back here, I have to say the styling cues on this bike are magnificent. They've taken the exhaust and centralized it on the rear. It makes this bike look really, really balanced and good looking. And it's good looking on the showroom floor, but it's not as good looking as that on the track. So let's take this thing out and see what she can do.
Now let me start by saying I've ridden a lot of ATVs, and I personally have a nice one that I've done a lot of aftermarket stuff, so it's just spectacular. But after jumping and racing this bone stock Suzuki LTR 450, I'd have to say that it's 10 times any other bike I've ridden. I'm not exaggerating. It was almost scary how perfect this racing quad was. I've never felt as comfortable steering or jumping or flat out pushing a machine as I did today. The 450 quad felt so planted to me that even in the most extreme turning conditions I knew this thing was going to still hug the ground. I've heard complaints in the past that many machines feel tippy when cornering, and I've never really understood what they meant until now. This thing can turn on a dime and give you 9 cents back in change. I'm just sad today's ride can't last forever and that we have to take it back to Carbon Emery and help her where we got it. I'm definitely going to look into getting one of these Suzuki 450s, and if you're like me, then get over to Carbon Emery. They've got this one, and take it from me, you're not going to be disappointed.